Hi folks, Steve Marlowe here, talking about life after bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not a death sentence. Plenty of lenders loan money to people who've had a bankruptcy. You can't get bankruptcy protection for a period determined by law, usually 8 years, sometimes 4. That means the risk of your seeking protection under the bankruptcy laws is eliminated, or at least reduced, and you're a much safer bet for extending credit. That said, even if you do get credit, you should avoid the old traps. It's best to avoid debt, especially the unhealthy kind like credit cards, payday loans, and other types of unsecured high-interest loans. Secured debit or prepaid cards help newly liberated debtors to avoid the old traps, but still participate in the credit economy without re-obligating themselves. Secured cards in particular are a great way to, quote, have credit, unquote, for purposes where credit is necessary, such as renting a car, without tempting oneself with a high available credit limit, high-interest credit card that can lead consumers back into trouble. If you've got the charge plate, that's all you need to travel. Sometimes it just takes persistence. Credit reports can show entries for bankruptcy filings for as long as 10 years, but credit reports themselves don't determine whether or not someone will lend. Some lenders will loan to you regardless of whether a person has had a bankruptcy. Some will wait for a particular to them span of time before considering a new loan to you. Some will avoid lending to people with bankruptcies completely. Just like with any other goal, reestablishing credit requires persistence, research, and patience. So shop around and keep your chin up. The credit reporting agencies and a lot of creditors will offer you services for monitoring your credit or for providing free credit reports during this time period. Don't fall for those scams. Don't pay a dime for a credit report. Federal law entitles every American a free credit report from each of the 3 credit bureaus per year, or a copy of any credit report with negative information on it when that report was used to deny you credit. In any case, you should ask, or demand if you need to, a copy of your credit report so you can make sure former creditors are reporting pre-bankruptcy debts as discharged, and any new creditors are minding their manners with the reporting that they do about you to the credit reporting bureaus. If you have to, put up your dukes. Go to the mat with them. The 3 credit reporting bureaus are famous for 2 things: sloppiness and hostility to consumers. When you spot an error, and you may well spot one, some studies show as many as a quarter of credit reporting entries are in some substantial way flawed. Just make sure to contact the reporting agency in writing, submitting copies of any documents you have to support your position. You'll need to follow the procedures of the 3 credit reporting bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TRW, absolutely exactly, as they will use any deviation from their preferred methods of contact as an excuse to ignore your request. Once you get past their dotted I and crossed T gatekeepers, the bureaus must investigate your allegation that their reporting is somehow an error. If they contact the creditor and the creditor affirms the debt as correct as it was reported, you may have to sue to get your error corrected. Reaffirmation agreements signed by Ohio debtors in Chapter 7 cases, oftentimes tied to real estate or automobiles, will help you to rebuild credit quickly. Depending on how such of the reaffirmed debts are reported to the bureaus following your bankruptcy, they can often help new creditors evaluate your creditworthiness and help you, as a former debtor pre-bankruptcy, establish that creditworthiness that you need. If you're facing bankruptcy or you have questions about life after bankruptcy, or these concerns about life after bankruptcy are keeping you from taking the steps that you need to take to get out of the financial hole that you may be facing, call Marlowe Law Office for a free consultation. The number here is 937-506-0505. That's 937-506-0505. Or click the link at the bottom of your screen to go directly to our website. Thanks.